now we got K Michelle lamenting on the limitations that her previous record label put on her. K Michelle, who is now fully a full-fledged country music artist. According to her, she's been trying to do country music for the longest, but at one point she was kind of prohibited from doing so because the label that she was signed to told her she shouldn't do that because she's black. So shouts out to all of the Beyonce Cowboy Carter fans out there. You don't want to be a part of this one. So this says K Michelle claims record label blocked her country music cuts. K Michelle may boast a solid catalog of R&B hits and indelible contributions, but she's always wanted to do country music with that same level of craft. However, she recently claimed in a social media clip caught by Live Bites on Instagram that this wasn't just an issue of time and preparation. Allegedly, for the record label, it was an issue of race. The Memphis native accused her former label of blocking her from doing country music because she's black. K Michelle's addressed similar narratives before, and with her new country album coming soon with singles like Jack Daniels, she feels free to fully do what she wants now. So I'm going to skip past the quotes. We will see if this new era also leads to K Michelle squashing beefs or if she will be just as sharp tongued as she's been before. In any case, this country turn has a lot of context behind it, and it's wild to finally see it manifest. Perhaps this will create a completely new career trajectory for her to enjoy and celebrate beyond her already lauded discography. Now, I don't know about that last part. Lauded discography. But here's K Michelle talking about the hate coming from her former record label when she tried to do country.
I couldn't release country music because I was on a record label that told me I was black and I couldn't do it. Okay, I think the only black girl is still signed and in Nashville, and I'm really just out here working. You know, so it's one thing to just love what you do. It doesn't matter how long. I see people crack their jokes and be like, "Oh, she been making a country album for 20 years." Well, literally, I couldn't release country music because I was on a record label that told me I was black and I couldn't do it. Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, brother.
All right. Yeah. But y'all know this is new to me. This is true to me. But I've just taken my time. I wanted to give y'all a musical like it's a recession. Ain't nobody got no money to be spending no money. Ain't nobody got no money to be spending no money on a trash album and some trash music. Every single one of the songs, I can't wait for y'all to hear, all the singles. And then I was going to do an EP, but I'm doing a whole album.
There you go. So she wasn't going to do it. She was just going to do an EP. Now she's doing a whole album. So what do you make of K Michelle's revelation that she was barred or blocked by her record label from making country music because she was a black woman?
Interesting. Well, first things first, shout out to the air conditioner in there. It seemed a bit cold. All right. I don't know what kind of whiskey she's drinking, but she seems a bit toasted as well.
She does, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, look, man. I don't know K Michelle outside of an internet personality. This is me personally. I would hear of her name. I would see her on the internet, and I was like, oh, okay, people, oh yeah, K Michelle. She was a bit of a punchline at times, or just a headliner of just getting into some gossip or something. I don't know. Then it was like, oh no, she makes music, and I was like, wait, what? Which one is it? Is she like a recording artist that is an internet personality, or is she an internet personality that makes music like a Cardi B? Like, what is this? I honestly, I still don't know what she is. And but I did hear, I don't know if it was like after the Cowboy Carter stuff or what, but I did hear of her name being centered around country stuff as well. And I just figured that it was just part of the new wave of just getting into a new market. I didn't look at it as her being a traditional country person and getting into country because she led a game like that. I looked at it like a check. But for her label to say that, hey, look, you can't release any country music because you're black. I believe they said that. I believe they said that. They may not have said it like that, or maybe they did. But from the record label's perspective, um, K Michelle, I don't know how well she would have translate based on their budget for her. What their return on investment for her is, it was always geared towards whatever she does. So I guess if it's R&B, it was geared towards that. Um, I honestly would have thought that it would be, if I was part of the record label, I would think that it was a bit risky to turn, not just turn your back on the R&B or whatever side that you are on, and try to venture into a new area to try to get new fans. Now, you would have had some crossover ability of people that follow you over just because, but I don't know how good that landing would have been. And I don't think she's the type of artist, me personally, I don't think she's the kind of artist that would cross over well and transcend and be a great return on investment. I thought Beyonce's attempt, and this is flipping Beyonce. I didn't think Beyonce would have did what she did, and yeah, and y'all can go back on her old videos. I mean, I was slamming her, still am, honestly.
I only think she did because of her name, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's the cachet of her name is what drove that, but there's no real cachet behind K Michelle outside of being an internet personality and a bit of a meme of an internet person. I'm pretty sure she has her loyal fan base of people that really rock with her like that. But I think there's more people in the field of, oh yeah, I know of K Michelle. And if she went over there and started making country music as a record label, them looking at their investment going, I don't think you have that level of appeal. So we're not gonna fund that. So just make another uh, you know, R&B heartbroken album, and then whatever. So um now the principle of it all, if it was a situation where it's like, look, the record label was just flat out being, racist and saying that, look, you can't do it because you're black, so blacks don't listen to, all this. If they were being like that, then of course they're wrong for doing that. But these record labels don't give a damn about your color if you can bring them green. And they probably didn't see green on the other side of that, so that's why they said no. So hey, kudos to K Michelle for still plowing through and still wanting to release what her heart's desire, and that's actually a country ballad. So but all in all, I think that this is something that, she can cry wolf on, but I think that if she can actually bring in the money, they would have taken that risk. But what are your thoughts, man? Okay, Michelle saying that, hey man, my record label didn't allow me to release my country music because they said I was black. What are your thoughts, bro?
So did you? So K Michelle was on the FAMU campus when we were there. Did you know that?
She went to school there.
Yeah, she didn't finish, but she was there. She was there. She was there in September 2004.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
but
no.
you hadn't gotten there yet. You hadn't gotten.
Yeah,
You
I ain't
weren't
get there
yet.
until 7,
Okay, yeah.
dog.
I was there, but I was at Florida State
I'm
though.
about to
So
say I probably got behind that in the juice party or something. No.
That's interesting. Yeah, she was over there. She was out there like
Shout,
2001 through 2004.
shout out to the Rattlers, man. Skr skr.
Yeah, I hear everything you're saying. I don't really have much to add to that. The only thing that I would say is, um, if making country music is something that's in her heart and something that she truly wants to do, then I'm glad that she's removed from an environment which stopped her from doing it. But this is a larger overall conversation about the way that we receive people from the community in that particular genre. I think back to a conversation that you and I had where people were outraged because Beyonce was overlooked for like country album of the year or something like that. It was one of those, I don't know if it was the CMAs or it was one of those awards institutions, and they had like an album of the year for country music, and Beyonce wasn't even one of the nominees, like let alone not winning. She wasn't even a nominee. And Beyonce fans were predictably outraged. They were all over the internet complaining, moaning and whining like a broke down BMW They just couldn't believe that Queen Bee herself was disrespected by country music by not at least giving her an award nomination for something that they thought she should have won outright against the litany of other artists who have been making country music for like years and decades, right? So, my stance on that was, well, the reason why Beyonce wasn't nominated is because they perceive her to be a fly by night country music artist, not a genuine one, not a real one. Someone who is a mercenary trying to cash in on the cachet of her name and her namesake by drifting over here into country music and capitalizing off of that audience for more individual gain. And I think the reason why they didn't nominate her was because they took an affront to her very presence, given those circumstances, and decided to not give her that kind of recognition. Whether you think she should have been nominated or not is beside the point. They take exception to her very existence within this ecosystem. That's what I believe was going on there. And I feel like that is a typical reaction that any long-standing institution is going to have towards an individual that they think is merely infiltrating it for a short-term gain of some sort. So my whole thing with that was, all right, Beyonce fans, because a lot, I would imagine statistically the majority of Beyonce fans come from the community. And the majority of those Beyonce fans who come from the community who are rallying behind her to be recognized for this country music album at the same time don't listen to, support, or acknowledge any other black country music artists. So this for you has nothing to do with country music and has everything to do with Beyonce. So my thing is, if you want Beyonce to get more respect as a country music artist, then, as I said before, I will repeat again, you need to do a better job of supporting black country music artists, which includes K. Michelle. So my thing is, whatever led to her doing this thing, if she finally gets the opportunity to release this, y'all better be behind it. I hope you're behind it. Because if you're not behind it, to me, you look hypocritical for doing all of that complaining that you did about Beyonce. So I hope you listen to it and support it, because she's yet another one of these black music artists trying to make headway in country music and is largely ignored by her own community because they look at that as some sort of an anti or another. And there's a slew of other black country music artists who are in here doing their thing, and they're not getting looked at by y'all. They are getting looked at by a lot of long-standing country music fans, just not by y'all, because y'all don't really care about country music like that. You just care about Beyonce. So I would say get to caring about country music. And if a lot of y'all used to watch K. Michelle on those goofy reality TV shows, hopefully that is enough. Hopefully that makes you enough of a fan of hers that, despite the fact that you're a fake country music fan, you will nevertheless support her country music album.
Hey man, I mean I can't disagree with that, man. And I would say that if it's good, I'll listen to it. Now I gave the Beyonce album a quick shuffle. I mean I didn't hang around much. I'm gonna be honest, because honestly, aesthetically, it wasn't pleasing to me. So
Well, you're absolved from this though, because you're not one of these weirdos banging the gavel saying that Beyonce was done wrong.
oh yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I'm open to good music, and even if I'm not a traditional country guy, and I gave this a listen because of cachet. If it slaps, I'm staying, and it's getting in the rotation. So for K. Michelle, I would tell her that don't just throw something out there. If it's actually good music, the people will gravitate towards it. That goes without saying. So make yourself some good music, man. It was a few weeks ago, man. We had brought up Coldplay, bruh. Coldplay was a meme to me, and this is before memes were memes, but they were a meme of a band. Yeah, I was like, Coldplay. You listen to Coldplay, bro? Get out of my face, man. You don't know music. Um, you know, and I forgot what it was. It was that song I used to rule the world. Caesar will rise when I gave the word. When I heard that song, I was like, this is a good song. And then I kept listening to it on repeat, and I'm like, I'm listening to Coldplay, bro. What's going on? I was having a midlife crisis in my 20s. So then I went to the discography and I started listening to more stuff. I was like, no, these guys are good. And so this is me venturing off into a genre of music that I don't really listen to. But what caught my ear was a good song and good sounds, to the point where I know the song front to back. You know, I don't listen to it that much anymore, but whenever it come on and I'm in CVS or something, I'm singing along right along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if K Michelle comes out with good music, who cares what the record label said in the past? Who cares what detractors have to say about anything about you? If it slaps, the people are going to gravitate towards it. So hopefully it's good. It's not just lip service that I was being held back. Maybe you was being held back because the music ain't good. Maybe you were recording stuff and they go, this ain't it, girl. You know, who knows? But since you're going to have your opportunity to let it fly, hopefully it sticks. But if it sounds like two sticks rubbing together, I'm not going to be around for that, and you're going to get clowned. So hey, best of luck to you, Miss K Michelle, in your endeavors, because I believe everybody needs to chase their dreams, as unrealistic as some of them may be. If that's what you believe in, go do it, and hopefully it slaps.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it. I hope it does too, because that will give more credence to a lot of these people who don't want to see what they think happened to Beyonce happen. So, strength in numbers. You guys need to do a better job of supporting other Black country music artists. That's my take on it.
Yeah, man.
And she is one of them by all appearances. So hopefully you guys support whatever it is that she has going on, and which would be easier to do if it is good, if it has quality. So I see your point on that for sure.
Yep. Hey, shout out to the cold weather in that room. So, and we're moving on, man.
Yeah. I wonder what is that? She must be, what is that? Jameson, Jack,
Yeah, I don't know.
Crown. It was something like that. Whatever it was that she had in that glass.
I mean, if she was keeping the country, what would she be sipping on? What would you say she's sipping on if she's keeping the country?
I mean, I'm a whiskey guy personally, so I'm the wrong person to ask. But
Okay.
but I don't know. That's a good question. It did look like it was a whiskey or a cognac or something like that for sure.
Oh man.
Hey, good luck to you, K Michelle. I never really had the biggest, like, of all of those reality TV side shows, she's one that I kind of don't detest as much, because I kind of feel like her thing was she always wanted to be a legitimate music artist. And she didn't do it for that long. She was in and out of that reality stuff, so she's not the same as the rest of these chicks who have nothing to contribute to the world other than being a hot mess all the time.
Yeah, man. If you spent time in Tallahassee, if you was living there, man, you I don't have a problem with you. So that was good to know.
Yeah.